Have you ever built a full website, homepage, about page, blog, and still feel like no one's doing anything? No signups, no sales, not even a single contact form submission. Yep, that was me too. And then one day I heard something that completely changed the game. Your homepage isn't designed to convert. Your landing page is. I was treating my homepage like it could do everything, when really it was doing nothing. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to build a landing page in WordPress that actually works. I'm talking step by step, beginner friendly, zero coding, and totally focused on results. Let's build something that turns visitors into buyers. So before we touch a single plugin or pick a page builder, let's talk strategy. Because if you skip this part, you'll end up building a pretty page that doesn't do squat. The first step is to define one clear goal. Ask yourself this: what's the one thing I want someone to do on this page? Download a guide, book a free call, buy a thing. Pick one, not three, not five, but one. Because if your page is asking people to subscribe, schedule a call, and check out your services, it's like a waiter dropping 3 menus on your table and walking away. People don't want options, they want direction. And when every image, button, and line of text supports that one goal, you'll see your conversions start climbing faster. The second step is to set your KPIs. Now that you know your goal, how will you measure success? You'd be surprised how many people launch landing pages with no way of knowing if they actually work. Use something like Monster Insights to track conversions, form submissions, button clicks, purchases, whatever matches your goal. When you see the numbers, you'll start to learn what's working and what's not. And that's where growth happens. The third step is don't make this mistake. Let me show you the biggest landing page killer: menus. Yep, those beautiful top navigation bars that work great on your homepage, they have no business here. Landing pages should focus the user, not distract them with shiny links and side quests. So get rid of the nav menu, ditch the footer links, kill the learn more buttons unless they're leading to your goal. Alright, now that you've got your goal locked in and the distractions cleared out, let's actually build this thing. We're doing this inside WordPress, and I'll be using SeedProd because it's lightweight and easy for beginners. But you can use whatever you're most comfortable with. They all work as long as they let you build block by block.
Okay, so to kick this off, I thought I'd show you the demo site that we're going to be working on. And this demo site is for a digital agency. And the landing page we're going to be building in this video is for a service that this digital agency are providing. And as I said, I've got SeedProd installed on this site. And the reason I've got SeedProd installed is because it makes it super easy to create pages. It's got a drag and drop builder, so that makes it super easy to move things around. And it has fantastic templates to get you started quickly. We're going to be using one of those templates in this video too. To install SeedProd on your site, you can install the light version of SeedProd by going to plugins, add new plugin, and then searching for the plugin in the repository here. Type in SeedProd, and you'll be able to install that from here. I am actually using a pro version of SeedProd, and this gives you access to templates, lots of cool features, and things like that. So if you want to follow along in this video and you want to create a landing page like the one I'm going to show you, then head over to seedprod.com. I'll drop a link for that in the description below. And once you're on SeedProd's website, click the Get SeedProd Now button. That's going to bring you to this pricing page where you can compare all the different pricing plans and then pick the one that suits you best. Once you've done that, create an account, and then you'll be able to download SeedProd and install it on your site. Okay, so once you've got SeedProd installed on your site, you'll see it over here on the left-hand side. Just click on that. And that then opens up the pages screen for SeedProd. And you can see with SeedProd Pro, you get a lot more options and features than you do in the light version. So you've got the theme builder, you've got AI themes, you've got a lot more things going on. We're not going to focus too much on those. We're going to focus on building a landing page. So on this pages screen, you can see there are some quick ways to set up a coming soon page, maintenance mode, login page, and etc. Below that, you can see the list for landing pages. I'll just scroll down And under landing pages here, you'll see the page that I created earlier. And I'm just going to show you a preview of that by hovering over the title of the page and clicking on the preview link. That's going to open up the landing page in a new tab. And in this video, we're going to be building a landing page very similar to this. I'll just scroll down so you can see. So we've got a hero section, we've got features and benefits, client testimonials, FAQ, and a call to action at the bottom as well. And just quickly, I'll just let you know that this landing page that we're building, the sole goal of this landing page is to get potential clients to book a call with this company. So you can see here on the call to action, it says book your free call now. This is the sole goal of this landing page. Okay, so we're going to hop back over to the SeedProd pages screen. So now you've seen the page that we're going to be creating. How do we actually create a landing page? Well, to do that, all we need to do is click on the add new landing page button here. And now we're in the template library. And as you can see, if I just scroll down, there are hundreds of templates that you can choose from to help you get started really, really quickly. So whatever page you want to build with SeedProd, there's pretty much a template already built for it. So I know that I want to build a sales landing page. So I'm just going to click on the sales tab here. And that's going to filter the templates to the types of templates that you'd want for a sales landing page. I'm just going to scroll down. I already know the template I'm going to be using, but there's loads of fantastic looking templates right here. And if you hover over a template, you'll see that you get two options. You get an option where you can use the template by clicking the little tick there, or you can preview the template by clicking on the icon here. And that's going to open up template so that you can view it. I can scroll through, see all the different sections and see if this is something I want to use. I'm just going to click the cross here to go back to the library. If I scroll down just a little bit, you'll be able to spot right here. This is the template that I used previously. So I'm going to click on the preview button to see what that template looks like. All you need to do is just check that the template's got everything in, or pretty much everything you need to build your landing page. And then once you're happy with the template that you're previewing, just click on the choose this template button up here. Now you get the option to give your page a name. So you call your page whatever you like, freelancer landing page service. You can also check the page URL. So the name that you choose will also be added to the end of the URL for that page. You can edit that by clicking in here and then editing it to whatever you want at the end of your URL. You can see I'm using a demo site as well, so just ignore that bit right there. It will say your website.com, .co.uk, whatever. Once you're happy with that, just click save and start editing the page. Okay, so we're now in the page builder for this landing page. And I'm just going to give you a quick overview of the page builder in SeedProd. This is not going to be an in-depth course on SeedProd. We do actually have a completely free in-depth course available, and I put a link to that course in the description below this video. Okay, so you can see that the screen is broken up into different sections. At the top here, we can see there's some different setting options. So we've got design screen, we've got connect screen, where we can connect different email marketing services and etc., which is fantastic. We've also got page settings. If you click on that, you'll see you've got general SEO analytics, scripts, and custom domain. You've got lots of things that you can configure for this landing page. I'm just going to go back to the design tab, and you'll see that the page is broken up into two sections here. So we've got the live preview section right here. And as you can see, when I'm hovering my cursor over different things, you'll see that the whole page is broken up into blocks. So you've got a live preview on the right hand side, and then on the left hand side, if I just click on any of these elements on the page, you'll see that you've got the settings panel on the left. So anything that you click on within the live preview, you'll then see the settings for that on the left hand side, and you can start configuring those things as well. Also, if you look in the settings panel, you'll notice this square of dots up here. This is to access your block screen. So as I said, SeedProd is a page builder and we use blocks to build the pages. So if we click on that, you'll see that there's a whole library of blocks right here. If I scroll down, you'll see all the ones that are currently available for us to build this page out to however we want. And importantly, up here in the top right, you'll see that there's an option to save the page when you've made some changes and preview it, and that will open it up in a new tab.
Now, every high converting landing page follows a pretty similar flow, and it starts with the most important section of all. The hero section is what people see before they scroll, and if you lose them here, you don't get them back. So here's what you need above the fold. Number 1, a clear headline. Not clever, not cute, clear.
Okay, yeah, so as I said, the most important section of all is the hero section. And number 1, what is a hero section? And number 2, why is it so important? Well, you've probably sent people to this landing page either through ads, email, social media, and they've been interested by what you've said in either your ads or your email about the product or service you sell. So that's why they've clicked on a link and come to this page. Now, the hero section is the first thing they see. It confirms to the person that clicked on that link that they made the right decision. This product or service or whatever you're selling on this landing page is the right thing for them. And the first thing we need to look at in the hero section is a clear headline. You need to have a clear headline. So you need to say exactly what you offer and what the benefit is. So in this example, we're creating this landing page for a digital agency that are targeting freelancers for their landing page service. So the first thing we're going to do with the headline is confirm the visitor is in the right place. To do that, we're just going to change this headline right here. Just going to click on it. Then in the settings panel over here, I'm just going to select everything, delete that, and then you can start writing your headline in. So the headline we're going to be putting in is, "We help freelancers get more clients." Okay, so now I've typed that in, I can see it's a little bit big. So I'm going to come down here, and in the settings panel, you'll see there's settings for alignment and font size. I'm just going to click and drag this selector to make the font size a little bit smaller. 58 looks good to me. Okay, so once you're happy with that, move to the next step.
Number 2, a subtitle that supports the headline. Think of this as your elevator pitch. In one sentence, explain how you deliver the results or who it's for.
Okay, so now we're going to add a subtitle and one that supports the headline. And to do that, first we need to get rid of these here. So all we need to do to delete a block is hover over it and then come up to the toolbar up here. There's lots of different options. So move block, block settings, save block, duplicate block, and then delete block. So we're just going to delete that block, and then I'm just going to click yes, and then delete the block, and then click yes. Okay, so we've got a free space here for our subtitle. So to add a subtitle, all I'm going to do is come over to the block section right here. I'm just going to click and drag text into place below a headline up here. Okay, and then to edit this text block, I'm just going to click on it, and then in the settings panel here, I'm going to highlight it all, delete it, and then type in the subtitle. Remember, the idea with subtitle is to support the headline and explain how you can deliver the results. So in our headline, we're saying we help freelancers get more clients, and then below that, we're going to tell them exactly how we do that. And what we're going to say here is by creating done for you landing pages that convert without the technical headache. Okay, so now I've written the text in that I want there. You can see that the text doesn't show up very well with this background right here. There's two things you can do. You can change the background, and to do that, all you need to do is click on the background and you'll bring up the section here and change the background image or delete that image and just have a plain background. As you can see, there's a background color option right there. I'm going to just change the text color because I kind of like the background. So I'm just going to click on the text box, and then to make the text stand out, I'm just going to highlight all the text and choose bold, and you can change the font size here if you want, or the alignment. I'm just going to go to advanced right here, and I'm just going to change the text color. So you can see there's the color option right there. Just click on that, and then you get the option to either choose a color by picking it right here, or choose from your global colors. I know I want white for this one, so I'm just going to click on that, and then I'm just going to click on close, and now I've got the subtitle and the heading in place.
Number 3, a visual. People need to see it to believe it. Use a photo of your product, a screenshot of a dashboard, Or if you're a service provider, just a good photo of you.
Okay, so now to change this image right here, just click on it and you'll see in the settings panel, there's an option to either delete this image or open the media library and choose a new image. So click on the media library option. I already have preloaded the images I'm going to use for the page, and it's a good idea that you get these things ready and upload them to your media library beforehand. But if you haven't done that, absolutely fine. Just click on upload files here, drag and drop the files in, and you're good to go. I'm going back to my media library tab. I know that I used this image in the previous example. I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to click on it and then click on select down here in the bottom right. Okay, so that's now put that image in place right there. And if we just take a quick look at the settings panel over here, you'll see that below this, scroll down, get some image size options, alignment options, and also you can choose to link this image to a page or something like that if you want. So those are the options you get inside SeedProd. Also in the advanced section as well, you get some other options to edit the image. So you can add shadow if you want, you can rotate the image, you can give the image a border, which if you do the border radius here and put something like 10, you'll then see that you get rounded edges on your image, which some people prefer. I'm just going to leave it at 0. There's plenty more options as well for border, spacing, and things like that as well. So you can completely customize how this looks.
Number 4, social proof. This could be a testimonial, logos of clients, or media mentions. It doesn't have to be fancy. You just want to say, other people trust this.
Okay, so now we've got our headline, subtitle, and image in place. The next thing we're going to be adding in here is social proof. So for this, we're going to add another text block below the subtitle. So we're just going to click on blocks up here, and then drag and drop text block below that. Click on it again, highlight all the text and get rid of all that text. And for this social proof, we're just going to say that this service has been trusted by 800 plus freelancers. Okay, so we've got our social proof in place, but it doesn't really stand out, not against everything else that's there. So we're going to change that. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight how many freelancers and then bold that out. Then we're going to change the color of this to stand out. Again, just head over to advanced, color, click on color, and then select a color. So you can either pick it this way, or I might just see if that stands out there. So I'm going to use that yellow because I think that stands out a little bit more. Move it all the way over and then click close. And now I've got my social proof in place.
And number 5, a call to action button.
Okay, so now let's add a call to action button because we've got all these layers in the hero section. And if this is good enough for someone viewing the page, we want them to take action right away. And the way to do that is to put in a call to action below the social proof right there. So to do that, we're going to add a button to this area right here. So I'm going to come up to the block section. And then the cool thing about this block section is you can search for things as well. So if you can't see them immediately, so I'm just going to type button into the search bar. And as you can see, here's the button right there. I'm just going to drag it below the social proof there and drop it into place. Now I'm going to do a bit of editing to this to make it look right for me and this design. So I'm just going to click on the button right here. I'm going to highlight the text, get rid of that text. And as I said, the main goal of this landing page is to get the visitor or the potential client to book a call with this agency. So for this call to action button, we're going to have a nice, clear, direct call to action by typing in book your free call now. Okay, type that in. Now I'm just going to change the alignment of the button. So I just want to move it over so it aligns with everything else. It's a little bit large at the moment. So I'm just going to click on the size, drop down here and select the medium option. That looks a little bit better. And I also think the text doesn't quite stand out how I want it to. So I'm just going to highlight all the text, bold it, and that's looking much better now. Okay, so now we've got our hero section. We've got our headline, we've got our subtitle, we've got our social proof, we've got our image, and we've got our call to action. Something I mentioned earlier in the video is remove as many of the distractions away as possible. And if I go to design we saw earlier, like this, you'll see that we don't have any menu item up at the top here. So we go back to the page builder and I'm going to click on this section right here and I'm just going to remove it to get rid of that distraction. Once you finish your hero section, you're happy with how it looks, just remember to click the save button right here so that all your changes and hard work are saved and we can keep this going.
So now we've got a clean, focused hero section, one that hooks your audience, explains the value and gives them a clear next step. That's your foundation. Let's move down the page. The features and benefits section is where you build the case for why they should take action. Now, here's the trap a lot of people fall into. They just list features. Mobile responsive, includes 20 templates, real-time analytics. Cool, but what does that do for me? Features tell, benefits sell. Instead of saying includes a free onboarding call, say get one-on-one help setting things up so you're not stuck figuring it out alone. You're showing people how this improves their life or business.
So let's first take a look at the features and benefits that we could add to a landing page. So some examples, and using our demo design, I'm just going to scroll down. And remember, these features and benefits are something people want to see after they've looked at the hero section. So once they've viewed the hero section, they'll scroll down and then they'll start seeing the benefits of why that product or service will work for them and how it will work for them. So one of the features and benefits that we've got here is that this landing page service is tailored for freelancers. So the person viewing this page knows it's for them. And we've also got a little bit about what that means and some list items as well underneath that. And this is the one we'll be creating in a moment, but some other feature and benefits we've got on this page as well are these landing pages are optimized for leads, which is what people want. And also below that, done in 48 hours. So any objections a potential client has, we can answer those objections with features and benefits like we have on this page. So let's go back to the page builder and add these to the page. Okay, so you can see we're in the page builder and we're now going to add the features and benefits. And if I scroll down, we'll see below the hero section, there's this section here, which is the client testimonial section. And then we have the sections that can be turned into the features and benefits. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this client testimonial section below these feature and benefit sections. And the easiest way to do that, or move anything within the page builder itself, is hover over the section or item that you want to move, and then in the toolbar, just click and hold down on the move section button. And then you'll then be able to move that section below other sections. Move it down 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we've got the hero section, and then we're going to work on this feature section right here. And it's pretty much set up very much like the hero section that we edited earlier. So we've got heading, we've got paragraph, and then we've got an image. So for this heading, I'm just going to change it to the first benefit by clicking on it and then adding my text in. So I've got tailored for freelancers, and then below that, I'm going to type in, so your page speaks directly to your clients without hours of tweaking. And then you would have seen in the example, I also had a list below that. So we're going to go to the blocks over here, and then just going to type in list in the search bar, and then click and drag that below the text block there. And now you see that the list item is in place. You just click on that. And then in the settings panel over here, you can see that you've got your list item, and then you can add other items below that. So to add, I'm just going to add the one list item, and I'll show you how to add another one. So click on the list item, that'll open up the text block and the icon that you can choose. I'm just going to add my text. Okay, so I've added my text to that item. You can change the icon by hovering over it and then choose another icon if you want. I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm just going to add a new item. So I'm just going to click add new item button right there. And that's added the item below that one. And then you can edit that just like you did with the other one. So I'm going to jump ahead and add the 2 items that I've got here. Okay, so now I've got the text done. I can change this image to the image I want by clicking on it and going to the media library and selecting the image I want. Okay, so now we can see that that image and text is not really aligned. And I'll show you how to quickly edit this so that everything's aligned. So the first thing we want to do is we want to try and align this image with the text. And we can see if we hover over this section right here that the image is within this row. So if I click on this blue bit here, you'll see that this is a row. I'll show you how to add one of these a bit later, but we can see that the image is at the top of the row. We want this image to be in the middle of the row. So if we come down to the content alignment section down here in the settings panel, we can see we've got horizontal and vertical alignment. What we want is the vertical alignment to be in the middle, and that will send that image to the middle. Now we can see that these are not quite aligned right here, but that's because we've got a spacer block at the top of this column within the row. So what a spacer block is a way of setting space between blocks to give you the design that you want. If you click on the block, you'll then see that you've got a height adjustment for that block. So all I'm going to do is just slide this until I feel that looks a bit better. I might even duplicate this and then moving the block below that as well. And then now you can see that's fully centered those and we've got space around them as well. So once you're happy with one feature and benefit section, then go ahead and edit the other sections.
All right, you've got a strong first impression, but most people, they still need a little push. This part of the page is about building trust, removing doubt, and making it feel safe to say yes. So let's start stacking the proof. Okay, so social proof. Yep, we're coming back to this. Why? Because seeing that other people like them have said yes, that's the final nudge most visitors need. This could be a quote from a happy customer, a star rating with a short review, a screenshot of a DM or email from a client, even a photo of a customer with a quick testimonial.
Okay, so now let's add more social proof. And you may remember that we moved those customer reviews further down the page below the features and benefits section. We're going to use that section, but you can add a completely different section if you want as well. And the cool thing about SeedProd is that it actually comes with loads and loads of section templates built in. So if you really want a section and you don't know how to build it fully from scratch, you can access section templates. And to do that, all you need to do is come up to blocks here. And instead of the blocks tab, which is where you find all the blocks that you want for the page, you just click on sections tab. And that opens up this screen right here. And then you've got loads and loads of sections, all pre-built, ready for you to add to your page. So for instance, testimonials, we'll just click on that. And now you can see you can add some really great customer testimonials to your page. So you don't have to use the pre-made, the 3-column customer review with star ratings. You could use something like this cool single image of a customer review. So to add it to the page, all we need to do is click on the plus button right here. That adds it to the bottom of the page. And then you can just move that into place and edit it as you see fit. I'm just going to remove that section. And like I said, we're going to use this section that's already pre-built, part of the template. What we're going to do is add a headline to above this section right here. To do that, I'm first going to add in a row. I'm going to click on add section. I'm going to scroll down. And you can see you've got 2 options. You can drag a new block here, or you can add columns. I'm just going to choose the add columns to show you what that looks like. So then click on add columns, just scroll down again. And now you can choose the layout. So this is how it is divided up, how you can divide the page up easily. So you've got a single, you've got a 2/3, 2/3, half and half, 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns, and more. I'm just going to use 1 column layout. And I'm going to drag a block here. I'm going to drag the heading block in there. And then I'm just going to move this section, which is the purple highlighted bit, above that section. So we've got the headline above the testimonials. I'm just going to change what this headline says, change that to client success. And then within these boxes right here, you can change any of the items you want. You can add a person's image if you want as well, which might look really cool. This is a star ratings block right here. So you can change that from 0 to 5. Click on the scale, you can change to 0 to 10. And then you can choose the rating by using the slider right there. That's a really cool little thing. And then, like I said, just change that to the testimonials from your clients. And that's a really quick and easy way to add more social proof to this page.
Okay, so now we're going to handle objections. Now, think like a buyer. What are they worried about? Will this work for me? Is there a refund? How long does it take? What if I'm not tech savvy? If you don't answer those questions right on the page, they'll click away to go Google it and never come back. Drop in a simple FAQ section with 3 to 5 questions. Write it like you're replying to someone in your DMs. The goal isn't to sell harder, it's to make them feel safe.
Okay, so it's how to add an FAQ section to this landing page. Well, we're on the client testimonial section here. Just below that, we want to add the FAQ. We haven't got any FAQs with this template. As you can see, that's the bottom of the page. So below this client testimonials, we're just going to add a section by clicking on the add section button. Then we're going to choose to add columns, and then we're going to choose to add a single column again, like we did before. We're going to scroll down, and then we're going to drag some more blocks into this column right here. So we're going to go to blocks, and we're going to choose to add a headline. We're going to choose to add a paragraph text below that. And then we're going to search blocks for the accordion block. And I'm going to drop that below the text. Okay, so let's change these quickly. So first, the headline. And I'm just going to add in FAQ. I'm going to change the alignment to the left. Then for the text, I'm just going to click on that and change the text. Okay, so we've got a headline, which needs to be a bit bigger. Change that to 48. Got a bit about what the FAQ section is about. And then we've got our accordions. So the accordion section is really cool because it allows you to have a stack of questions or points in one section and then have more content available if someone clicks on the icon next to it. So for instance, accordion 1, I click on this icon and it expands to reveal the information below that. So it's a really cool way of having questions on your site and then having the answers immediately available. So to edit this accordion section, just clicked on it, got the settings over here. And the great thing about SeedProd, as you can see, is most of these things, adding new list items, accordion, all that kind of stuff, they are very similar in the settings they use. So once you start using one, you'll get the hang of being able to edit and use the others as well. So very quickly, I'm just going to add in my first question for the FAQ section. So I'm going to click on accordion 1 here. That's going to expand the options for that. Just going to type in the question to the text box section right here. First question is, how does it work? And I like to bold these as well, just to make them stand out a little bit more. Then we're going to move to the answer section below that, highlight the text, delete that text, and type in our answer in this section. Okay, so I've typed in my answer to that section. You can see it's right here. So if I toggle this, you can now have the question and the answer below that. And then it's just a matter of adding and editing the other questions by clicking the add new item button right there. You do have the option to change the font size and the space between the questions as well. And at the bottom here, there is an option to change the icon if you want to as well. And in the icon sections, you have into two parts for the accordion. You've got the icon closed and the icon open section right here. You can choose the color for each one of those icons and the different icons as well. If you hover over it and click on this button right here, it'll open up the icon library. So we could choose something like this icon right here for our closed icon. And then you can see the changes being made right here on the screen. I'll close that. And that's how that works right there. So once you've added one item, add in all the other items and you'll have your FAQ section. And if you have a section that you feel like, oh, well, that's a bit too close to the other section below it, you can totally add a spacer to add some space between this. We always like a bit of white space in our design. So I'm going to click on blocks right here. I'm going to just remove this from the search bar. And then you can see in the standard blocks, there's a spacer block right here. Click and drag that into space right there. Then click on that spacer and add in any more space that you want above or below that section. Nice and easy.
All right, we've addressed their fears, shown the value, built the trust. Now you can ask again. Repeat your call to action loud and clear right before the end of the page. And here's the thing, don't assume they'll scroll back up. Give them that button one more time right when they're convinced.
Okay, so our potential customer or client has got to the bottom of the page. Now we're going to add a call to action again below the FAQ section. I'm just going to scroll down and you can see there is a section here already, and I'm going to use this section for the call to action. We're just going to change a few things here, just like we have on other elements of the template. This is why templates are so fantastic for a place to start, because things are already in place and you can chop and change things around to make them feel and fit with what you want without having to do everything from scratch. So I'm going to change the headline right here to the headline I want. So I always think it's a good idea to add some sort of question or something like a ready to get started, so that you're directing someone's attention to exactly what you want them to do. Okay, so then I'm going to add in my text. Okay, so in this call to action, we've said ready to start getting leads. So we're asking the question, is this really what they want? Have they been convinced by what we've put on the page? Have we answered all their objections? If so, then they can join over 900 freelancers worldwide, growing their businesses through simple and effective landing pages, exactly what this whole landing page is about, selling this service. So below that, we're just going to add in the call to action button as well. So we're just going to remove these items. And at this point, we won't actually go through creating a new button again. What I'll do is I'll just scroll up to the top where our first call to action was. So we are going to use this button right here. So what we're going to do is save this button as a block and then reuse it further on down the page. You can duplicate it if you want and drag it into place, but as the page is fairly long, I'm going to save this block. I'm going to give the block a name, book call button, save template, and that will save that button with all the settings that we've added to it, so it's ready to use. So I'm going to scroll back down to our call to action section. I'm going to open up the blocks here, and then if I search for the block, if I type in book in there and then scroll down a bit, you'll see in our save blocks there's a book call button right there. Drag it into place and there it is. These call to action buttons, they can be set up to link to whatever you want. So you can add your link in by clicking on the button and then looking in the settings panel on the left, and you'll see there's a link section right here. If you click on the little cog, you also get the option to choose when someone clicks on this link, it opens in a new window, or it has an add no follow as well. And that's kind of more for affiliate links and things like that. But that's how you add a link to a button on the page as well. Finally, in this section, just going to change this image again. I'm just going to click on opening my media library. I'm going to change it to this image right here. Click select. And that's our call to action section at the bottom of the page. Done.
Look, not everyone's going to click your main call to action. That's the truth. But just because they're not ready to buy doesn't mean you have to lose them. Give them a second option, something smaller, easier. Like, not ready to book a call? Download our free checklist. You're trading value for their email, and once they're on your list, you can build trust over time, keep showing up, and convert them later. Don't let your traffic bounce without at least offering them something.
Okay, so we're going to offer our second chance at the bottom of this page. So we're going to scroll down. And right below the call to action here, which is telling people, hey, you ready for this? Book the call now. We're going to give them a second option, and that is to sign up to then receive a free template or checklist or something like that via email. So to add this second chance, all we're going to do is click on the block up here, and now we're going to use a pre-made section. So we're going to click on sections, and then we're looking for another call to action. So we're going to click on call to action, and we're looking for a newsletter subscribe section. I'm going to pick this one right here. I'm going to click on the plus icon to add it to the page. So there it is right there. I'm just going to scroll up, and I'm going to move it above that section right there. I'm just going to change the spacing on this so it's not so big. So clicked on the section, clicking on advanced, I'm clicking on spacing. You can see that the padding is up quite high on the top and bottom. I'm going to reduce it down to 100 on top and 100 on bottom, just so that it is viewable if you're viewing that section as well. If someone's looking at this section, they'll be able to see the second chance below that as well. And in this second chance, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the headline and text. So I'm going to change that headline right now by clicking on it. Just typed in not ready for a call. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. And then in the text below that, I'm going to put in. So now I've added my text. We can see on this side of the section, we click on it. This is an opt-in form. So SeedProd comes with built-in opt-in forms, which is fantastic. You can connect these to any of the email marketing services if you're in the connect tab. So you can configure this into the different fields that you need. So at the moment, we're just asking for an email, but if you look in the settings section over here, you can reveal a name section and an opt-in confirmation as well if you need to. I'm going to disable these, change the size a little bit, maybe a bit smaller to medium. And then to change the text on the submit button, click on submit button here. And you can change the text, width, font size, much more. And then what happens after someone submits their email address? Well, you can choose the success action by clicking on that drop down right there. And if you click on the action to take drop down, you can either show message or redirect to another page. It's completely up to you, and you can edit the message below that as well. So now we've added a second chance section right at the bottom of the page below our call to action. And now I'm going to save this page.
Okay, we're almost there. You've got a high converting layout, you've added urgency, proof, second chances. Now let's polish it up with a few final touches that make your page perform like a pro. Here's something most people skip, but it's a total conversion killer. A slow page, just a 1-second delay in load time, can cause a 7% drop in conversions. And on mobile, it's even worse. So let's speed it up. Use TinyPNG to compress your image. Install a caching plugin like WP Rocket. If possible, use a CDN like Cloudflare. These are 5-minute fixes that can make your page feel snappy, smooth, and professional. Also, don't forget SEO. I know, it's a landing page. You're probably running ads or email traffic. But here's the thing, landing pages can still rank on Google. And even if they don't, having the proper title and meta description makes your links look better when you do share them. Use all-in-one SEO to add a clear page title, write a compelling meta description, and set the right preview image for Facebook and Twitter. It's quick and it makes your page look more clickable everywhere. Last but not least, let's not forget the bottom of the page. Your footer should be simple but helpful. A link to your contact page, privacy policy, maybe a newsletter sign up, or a still have questions link. Nothing flashy, just a way to close the loop and make your site feel complete. Because even if your landing page is minimal, people still want to know that there's a real business behind it. So let's zoom out for a second. Here's what you've just built. A focused, goal-driven landing page designed to guide your visitors and convert them. with proof, urgency, clarity, and zero fluff. And you did it in WordPress with tools you can use today. No fancy developers, no 10K funnels, just smart strategy and simple tools. If this helped you, do me a favor. Like this video, subscribe, and drop a comment below with what you're building. I read every one and I'd love to check out what you're working on. And remember, your homepage isn't where the magic happens. Your landing page is. Now go build one that converts. See you in the next video.